Fuck it. Should I just tell them what the law's about? Okay, I'll just tell them. Can I just tell you guys what the law's about? Okay, so. But then, if I explain it to... Okay, screw it. Let me just say it. So whoever's listening and whoever's interested in this law, let me tell you, this EP is such a vital piece because it shows you how everything starts. How Mido is Mido and how Ian is whatever, okay? So in the beginning, right? In the beginning, puff puff, there was one Ian. Surprise, surprise. In the beginning of everything, there was one Ian. And so he was, oh my God, I don't know where I should start. So let's just say there was one Ian in the beginning. Just one. So this Ian found out that his dreams weren't just dreams. Surprise, surprise. So his dreams weren't just dreams. He realized that by when he came out of these dreams, he would come back with souvenirs. Whether that be, I don't know, bruises or scratches or things that would kind of hurt him in that dream. He would come back realizing he has them as he is in the real world. And what he does is he realizes he could only tap into this universe. So let's just say there's an actual universe that exists in one's dreams. So it's not just a dream. You're actually going to somewhere that actually exists. And it's not pre-made. So he realizes that there's a universe that actually exists and it's not pre-made up. So what does he do? He sets on an adventure. So he takes a lot of sleeping pills. Not the suicidal kind. He takes a lot of sleeping pills and finds a way to find a loophole to get into this universe. And this universe is happened to be called the other side. In the other side lies so many distinct, unnatural landscapes, environments, and creatures and things that exist there. So anything in your wildest dreams that you see exist all on the other side. Your nightmares are real, and so are your cute little dreams of butterflies and, I don't know, unicorns. So imagine if this universe actually existed and what we were doing by sleeping is we were just going back and forth. Now, what's the take? The take is every time you force yourself to go into that universe, and let's say what is that thing called? Lucid dream, by the way. Let's say you lucid dream, so you get to walk around and explore. It's like the butterfly effect. The longer you stay in that universe, the more you lose your sanity. The more you go a little crazy. So every time you come back, it's kind of like, what's that movie called? Inception, where you can't tell what's real and what's not. What's a dream and what's not. By the way, all personal experience, ladies and gentlemen. I wouldn't base it off of anything else. They don't call me crazy for nothing. So this one Ian, he sets off an adventure one day. He decides to write himself a letter to his future self. And in this letter he writes, "Dear Insanity." Almost like he's writing a letter to his future self. So he writes, "Dear Insanity, by the time you're reading this, we have ventured too far off into our minds." Meaning, by the time you're reading this, you're already clearly insane. Because it's kind of like setting off one long journey and you don't know when you're going to come back. So off he goes, writes a letter to his future self, not knowing when he's ever going to come back to the real world. And he gets sucked in to this other dimension, mentally, but also visually, sonically. And that's where we start, ladies and gentlemen. That is the beginning of the song. It's the adventure to the other side. And it starts like this. I'm just trying to look for it. And it starts like this. So this is gonna be the trailer. Fuck it, I just spoiled it. Who gives a shit? And this trailer is gonna be, as you can imagine, hectic.
Dear Insanity, if you are reading this, we have ventured too far off into our lives, and everything that we thought was a dream is now real. Even the nightmares.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut it there. But that is the intro. If I go any further, people are gonna kill me. So Ron was like, yeah. Oh shit, even the DPR official joined. Who the hell? Anyway, I thought I had control of that. Anyway, so that's just to give you a picturesque idea of this EP. It's an adventure into the other side. It literally states my journey into the other side before I lose my complete mind. And it takes you through the process of him leaving a note to his future self, which is already batshit crazy because you already know you're going insane. The question is, do you want to go insane? And I think we all know the answer. So it's kind of like his own demise. And this character, Mr. Insanity, it's the forming of how he goes insane with each layer he breaks into his consciousness. Now, what are the layers symbolized as? And does Mito come from the other side? Is Mito classified a nightmare? Who knows? So on this journey, there are levels. Each level signifies a different part of your consciousness, a different part of your brain. But every time you unlock it, you don't know what you're unlocking. It's kind of like sometimes you might unlock a trauma. Sometimes you might unlock your youth. You have no idea what you're unlocking, but sometimes it's better kept locked. Not in this case. Why? Because it's a movie. It's not a movie. It's like a movie. So he has to go through a door every single time he wants to venture in deeper into the consciousness called the other side. But with each door he unlocks, he loses his sanity more and more. But now I guess it's the idea of like, does he welcome it, or has he already known he was going to go insane? And I think the question is, am I spoiling too much? Is this okay? Because a lot of people have been theorizing a lot of this. So where does Mito fit into all of this? Good question. No one asked. So Mito, this is where I'm going to leave people to ponder, because Mito, in his own rightful will, is somewhat part of the universe and somewhat not. I'll leave it at that. So when he claims that, when Insanity claims that he is the creator of this universe, well, we know who gets ticked off by it. Anyway, along this journey, he meets friends, he meets peers, I guess you could call. He meets things that he wouldn't want to run into. But all of this is typically an adventure and a journey through one's consciousness. The more you break into your consciousness, the more you find out. But is it always a good thing? I think the question is, damn it, it was on the tip of my tongue. It's like, do you do it because you can? Or should you because you could? This doesn't make any sense. I'm sure there's a better phrasing for that, but you know what I mean. Just because you can doesn't mean you have to. In my case, yes. But till when? I don't know. So Insanity, Dear Insanity, look out for this. If you want pre-order it. But it's more of a show, ladies and gentlemen. My golly, thank you for the 3 million views for Peanut Butter and Tears. It's you know what? At the end of the day, I'm always like, you know, it doesn't matter about the views, but damn, it looks good. Damn, it feels good to have 3 million views. That's crazy. Yeah, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Someone pointed it out. Thank you so much. I'm so bad with my words. So, I mean, anyway, Dear Insanity, the EP, it's going to be so different. I always say that, but it's different in terms of, if you're looking for the Mitre sound, it has a little bit of that, but I think Insanity dives more into different genres. Not different genres, it has a more experimental sound. And I'll pose you this question. So we know Mitre is birthed from the darkness, quite literally. He is the epitome of what I consider to be my dark protector. Does that make any sense? But Insanity, now, I kind of think he's more darker than Mitre in some retrospect. I think he might be a little bit more crazy because he loves to tamper with the idea of darkness. I think there's one thing knowing that you're dark, and there's another venturing off and experimenting with it. That's a different level of insanity. But by the end of this EP, and by the end of hopefully all the music videos that you see that are about to come out from this, I'll have you choose a side, Insanity or Mitre. I think that's the most interesting question, because we've already planned this out. We've already completed the story. Up to Mitre 3, we already have the plot, but I'm kind of curious to see where this goes. But as for Mr. Insanity, I know there's going to be a lot of people that might see why he's so interesting. I can't wait. I really can't wait. But you get to decide who you're rooting for at the end of the day. I'm not gonna butt in. Let's just say Mitre. For a further understanding of Mitre, you need to look into Insanity. For further understanding of Insanity, you need to look into Mitre. It's kind of like the Joker and Batman. You know, they need each other. But more so, you understand the more of the darkness, or more of how dark Batman can be through his relationship with Joker. It's kind of, you know, just kind of need each other. But I'm saying but a lot. So yeah, that is kind of the chemistry that I'm seeing. But I keep saying what? What else was I gonna say, Ronald? I forgot completely. Oh yeah. Yeah, so that's one thing. Should I spoil another song? So this song is called
I just hope that someday someone would love me.
Okay, only up to there. Okay, another song. Remember guys, you're missing out. If you don't order these songs, you're missing out. Ready?
I spent my night.
Woo! Okay, only up to there. Oh shit. Yo, I'm gonna get fried. Anyway, you're gonna trust me, you will love these songs. But more than the songs as well. I mean, of course you'll love. But I think the idea of the development of the story and the character is just, and I that's why I'm super excited. I'm so excited because our fans could finally understand where the fuck I was going with this. You could finally understand where I was going with this, and it took me so long to get to this point. But even after this album, I'm sure people are gonna be like scratching their heads and shit. But slowly, the pieces are coming together, ladies and gentlemen. They are coming together, and the team I cannot stress how much my team right now is working on their butts to make this come to life. It's like, I'm so blessed. By the same time, when I see him, I feel so bad. But then I feel good again, because it's like, I just see the results and I'm like, oh God, it's doing it justice. So